For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
He's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather is often seen as one of the best defensive boxers ever, but quiet talk in boxing circles says facing Terence Crawford would be a very bad idea. Many experts believe Mayweather is retired and no longer in his prime, and stepping back into the ring could damage both his legacy and his health. Crawford is viewed as a top-level fighter who brings heavy pressure, fast reactions, and the skill to change his style at any moment. Because of Crawford's power and sharp instincts, most people feel this is a fight Mayweather should stay away from at all costs.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. And of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
Yeah, so that was a big take. But
not
yeah,
really.
I think
lost
so.
to both of them.
Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now
Did he have the what?
He doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh, no.
Yeah, people were he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. ended his professional boxing career with an unbeaten record of 50-0. He is widely praised as one of the greatest defensive fighters in boxing history. Terence Crawford also remains undefeated in his career. He is a world champion across multiple weight classes and is known for his ability to switch stances, high fight intelligence, strong power, and wide skill set. As Crawford keeps dominating his division's, fans and experts naturally continue to fuel discussions, debates, and what-if matchups about how legends would compare in their prime years.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. He chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he never had to. He was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo, who, listen, previously, man, he was like wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Legendary 3-division champion Shane Sugar Mosley has stirred attention by saying that Terence Crawford could possibly have an advantage over Floyd Mayweather depending on which version shows up. Mosley highlighted Crawford's power, flexibility, and ability to switch stances, explaining that these traits create unpredictable angles and dangerous attacking chances. He believes that against money Mayweather, Crawford could realistically win the fight. At the same time, Mosley admitted that the younger, more aggressive pretty boy Mayweather would be a very different matchup and likely a much harder test for Crawford.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
World champion Tim Bradley has openly said that he thinks Terence Crawford would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. He points to Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and excellent timing as major advantages. Bradley still gives full credit to Mayweather's elite defense, movement, and speed. However, he believes Crawford has the offense awareness and strategy needed to eventually get past Mayweather's guard and take control of the fight.
Distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Zab Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And Zab wasn't quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Khan has shown deep respect for Terence Crawford and feels there is a real argument that Crawford could defeat Floyd Mayweather. Khan says Crawford's timing inside the ring is outstanding and explains how he controls pace, breaks rhythm, and adjusts his strategy with ease. Looking back on his own bout with Crawford, Khan described how Crawford made opponents miss by the smallest margins and then quickly punished them with sharp combinations. He also believes Crawford is better than many top names at welterweight and thinks that even a master defender like Mayweather could have trouble handling Crawford's offense, fight intelligence, and ability to adapt.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fights like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points. And obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing. And just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather as well.
Former two-division world champion Carl Frampton has said that Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo was about more than just getting a win. It changed how he measures Crawford when comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. Frampton believes the way Crawford controlled the fight caused damage, and set the pace shows he has reached a level that could truly test Mayweather at his peak. He points to the skill control of the ring and finishing strength Crawford showed in that bout, and says it matches the standard people often use when talking about prime Mayweather.
I feel that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo. But there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing him.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that number one pound for pound spot?
I mean, you have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be in.
Thor Stevenson has clearly stated that he believes Terence Crawford is just one fight away from being placed in the greatest of all time discussion, especially if Crawford defeats Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson highlights Crawford's skills, movement, and high boxing intelligence, and feels these strengths would allow him to shut down Canelo's offense and control the fight. He explains that a victory over a fighter like Canelo, who is often viewed as boxing royalty, would be far more than another achievement. In his view, it would be a career-defining moment that changes how Crawford is remembered in boxing history. Stevenson believes beating Canelo would firmly lock Crawford's legacy among the all-time greats and leave very little room for critics to argue against his place at the top.
If Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right, would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like...
But that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right,
Regardless,
I want your
it's
opinion.
opinionated. My opinion on it, I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But
thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes too. Like
Yeah,
the shit
yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
watch with him is like he's one of my favorite fighters. So,
I know.
Terence Crawford has pushed back against constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather and has made it clear that he does not see their styles or careers as the same. He explains that Mayweather competed in a different time with different opponents' business setups and expectations from the public, while his own path has followed a completely separate direction. Crawford says that while these comparisons may create debate in the media, his attention stays on what he can control, which includes sharpening his skills, picking the right fights, and staying consistent. For him, talking about records or imagined matchups matters less than proving himself in the ring against real top-level opponents. He believes his accomplishments should stand on their own instead of being judged through the lens of Mayweather's legacy.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
many boxing experts have openly criticized Floyd Mayweather's recent series of exhibition fights, saying they damage both his legacy and the credibility of boxing itself. A major concern is that these events are often one-sided matchups where Mayweather faces non-elite fighters, influencers, or online personalities instead of real contenders, which removes any sense of true competition. Critics believe these fights exist mainly to generate money rather than to showcase real sport or meaningful challenge.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar De La Hoya has been especially outspoken, calling some of the exhibitions embarrassing and saying they turn boxing into a joke. Analysts have also questioned the idea of fighting YouTubers for entertainment, arguing that these events do very little to celebrate real skill in the sport. Interview 11. Eddie Hearn also spoke out against one of Mayweather's exhibition fights, calling it completely horrendous and saying events like that damage boxing's reputation. Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith criticized Mayweather for picking opponents far below his level, suggesting these choices were motivated more by money than protecting his legacy. In a direct interview, Smith even asked Mayweather if he valued his wealth more than his place in boxing history.
I want to say, but I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellaby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you got a guy in the environment that we're living at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out at the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him. He made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at a press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
No, I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Arreola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
The announcement that Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson will face off in a spring 2026 exhibition fight has sparked a lot of debate, with many in boxing questioning the value and credibility of such events. Mayweather has defended his exhibition matches, saying they are a legitimate way to stay active and earn money on his own terms. He believes retirement does not mean stepping away completely, but having the freedom to choose what he does and when. Mayweather presents these exhibitions as an opportunity for both long-time and new fans to see him in action, even if not in official professional fights. He also compares earning big sums from these events to how other successful people continue growing wealth and influence later in life.
Which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
Boxing experts warning Floyd Mayweather to avoid a fight with Terence Crawford are not just talking hype. Crawford's recent performances have changed how people see who is at the very top of the sport. Promoters like Bob Arum now believe Crawford could defeat a prime Mayweather. Most analysts agree that unless Mayweather returned in peak condition with perfect reflexes and sharp strategy, facing Crawford carries far more risk than reward. Many think the wiser choice is to let Crawford set the stage instead of stepping into a fight where Mayweather's legacy could be at stake.
You buy, pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
Do you think Crawford could actually beat Mayweather if they ever faced each other, or is Mayweather still untouchable in the ring? Share your thoughts in the comments below.